Hello. I'm trying to do this solo with no help. It's kind of going well. I'm assuming you can hear me. I'm just trying to get the chat up. Hi, chat. I thought I'd just do a live stream because it's been a while. I wanted to do one. So that's what we're doing. Let me just get the chat going. Why are you not? I can see the chat here, but now I'm trying to do it with my streaming software, and it won't allow it. It's kind of annoying. No, it's the wrong one. Okay. Well, seems like chat's been denied. Anyway, you can hear me, I'm assuming. I've got my phone, so sounds good. Voice is real quiet. I've really tried to get this bang on, so we'll see. How about the guitars? Okay. How does it sound? Guitars on the right channel mono. Oh yeah, guitar is on the right side. That's weird. It was working a minute ago. It'd help if I turned the it would help if I turned the other amp on, right? I'm pretty sure that would help. Literally, I was like, I'm going to do a live stream today, so I'm going to get in the room, going to set everything up, and I've just been running back and forth between the control room and this room, trying to get it all set up, make sure the stream's working, all that stuff, and believe it or not, I nearly got there, nearly had it perfect, and then started the stream. Turned out I didn't have the amp on. So, how about now? Okay. Oh, the mic was on the whole time. Sorry. Does that sound any better, guys? Loud as, yeah. I'm sat right next to 2 Krakens, 2 cabinets, running into my pedalboard, the gig rig pedalboard, which you can't see, but I've got all my Strymons here, all my pedals, everything set up here. And yeah, it's just pure amp tone. And I thought I'd just hang out for a bit, play some guitar, answer some questions, do this, because it's been a little while, you know. It's been a little while since we did this. I wish I could get the chat. It's, you know, I've got that thing where I'm like, why can't I have the chat on screen? It's really annoyed me. I'm going to try and do it one more time. Let's try that. Pop out chat. Bosh. Yeah. Let's have a blast. No. I'm not allowed. It's just decided to not work, which is great. Anyway, my voice is still very low. Vogue mic, real sensitive to distance. Vogue mic sounds very directional too. It is very directional. If you want me to turn the mic up, can you please comment? If you want me to turn the microphone up, turn up. That means I have to go into the other room. Okay, give me a sec. All right, guys. Okay, can you hear me? Is that better? Can you hear me now? How do we sound? Much better. Okay, thanks guys. Bear with me. It would be great if I had someone else to help me set this all kind of thing up, but I'm not complaining. It's a fun challenge. But the fact that I can't show you the chat is really irritating. I really wish I could, but it won't let me. All right, anyway. Cool. I would use a condenser. I would use a different mic, but the cool thing about this microphone is that it has an on-off switch. So when I play guitar, I can switch it off, and then it's not going to bleed into the microphone, and you're just getting straight up what's going on. So, anyway, let me talk you through the rig real quick. For those of you who've just joined, 161 people, thanks for being here. Yeah, basically, got the gig rig set up. I've got the Strifector. I've got a bunch of different fuzzes, some Origin stuff, compressor, all the rest of it. Running straight into the VX Krakens. I've got an old school one, Mark 1, and then I've got the Mark 2. Reason I chose the Mark 1 is because it's got EL34s in it, and the Mark 2 has 6L6, so I wanted to blend the two. Cabinet is a Alnico gold loaded cab, and then underneath is a V30 and a G12 65H speaker. But I've mic'd up the V30 with an SM7 and then an Alnico gold with the SM57. And I didn't spend ages on the miking position just because I wanted to try and do this by sort of like 4:30ish. So I was kind of there. Thought we'd hang out for a little bit. So yes. Voxar studio guitar is only on the right side. We've been over this. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Andres Lopez, but I'm not sure. Everyone else seems to think it's working now. So, yeah. Cheeky little flex here. Boom. I think I just managed to put myself out of tune. Let's just quickly tune up again. Informal chats, guys. That's fun. Main cam. So, let's see what you're all saying in the chat. This is one of my signatures. It's an artist model. It's not a signature. Maybe one day that'll happen. This one in particular, let's go back on the close-up. This one is a prototype colour. So it kind of came out wrong. It looks great, but it came out wrong. So we had another one repainted, which is this one. This one, as you can see, this one came out kind of desaturated and like a bit odd. It's kind of cool, but it's not right. This is the colour. This is the Emerald Hill Burst. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Emerald Hill, first level. Everyone knows it's a beast. Let me know in the chat if Emerald Hill was a special stage. Anyway, this is the right colour. This is the wrong colour. But I enjoy playing this one. I mean, the thing is, it's a Music Man guitar. It's an absolutely awesome instrument. So just because the colour's wrong, it doesn't mean that it's not a good guitar, you know. Some people probably say, I prefer this one. But, you know, it's not right. It's great, but it's not right. So, pop that back over there. Main cam. Yeah, so, let's see what you're all saying. There's a bunch of comments. Much love from Jerusalem. Nice. Colour looks like a Chapman. I mean, colour looks like a guitar. What order do I have my Strymons in? So it's delay before reverb. Mobius goes in front. Volante goes in front. But always delay before reverb. So you reverberate the delays. That's just how I've learned to do it. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of like a common way of doing it. But it works and it sounds really nice. To be fair, this is the Big Sky MX, and I haven't fully got it set up yet. I've had it on the board a while, but I don't get enough opportunities to use this board a lot. So I haven't fully got it set up yet. But yeah, I generally love the Strymon effects, as you probably know if you've watched my channel a while. So that's cool. What have we got? Always delay before reverb. Yes, Bruce, you're onto one there. That is right. Victory rig looks stunning. Thank you. I mean, I've been playing Victory now for like 10 years, maybe. I think it's 10 years. I think that's where 2015 was when oh my God, it is 10 years. 2015 is when the first Kraken came out. So I've been using it a long time. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's not a signature amp, but it definitely, I mean, I helped spec the whole thing and design it with Martin, so it kind of caters to exactly what I like in a tone. But when you run two in stereo, it's just the way to go, for me at least. Anything coming out soon that I'm super stoked on? Well, I'm recording the Vower record at the minute, so that's been pretty much everything I've been doing. That's why I've done a live stream, is because I'm like, I haven't done any content for ages for everybody. So, because I've been recording the Vower album, so it's been flat out in here. We're actually doing another track tomorrow with Liam for drums. But it's been really good to do, and I've been really pushing myself with it, you know, engineering the drums, the bass, the vocals, everything. We're miking up amps, doing it the old school way, I say. We'll still use QC and plugins as well where necessary, but the whole thing, trying to do it in this studio, so I've been very fortunate, and it actually sounds pretty good in here. I've got it dialed in. If anyone's watched my recent mix breakdown of the Vower single Satellites. Speaking of Vower, which is a cheeky little plug at this point, if you check the description box, my band Vower have been voted Best UK Breakthrough Artist at the Heavy Music Awards 2025, which is in August. And it's a public vote. So if you feel so inclined and you like my band, or you just want to support us, be very kind as to check the link in the description. Unfortunately, you have to place a vote in every category. But we're Best Breakthrough UK Artist, and it would mean a lot to me and the guys to take that award, really, and for you guys to vote for us if you feel so inclined, if you'd love to help us out. So that's the selfless, shameless even plug there. Felt a bit cheeky doing it, but at the same time, it's like I know some of you guys like the band and have always supported me and been really kind in the years I've been doing stuff with music. So I thought I'd do that. And just to speak on the band for a second, like, it's been a long time since I've been in a band that I'm really this passionate about. I mean, Tosca obviously was amazing, but it ended the way it did. And I've had a big hole creatively with regards to original material. Finding Vower and setting that up with the guys has been such a awesome experience, and we've achieved a lot in the last year. We've been going, and there's so much more to come. Like, we've written so much music, we're recording it at the minute. Like, you know, we're playing some great festivals, and you know, just to shed a little light on, I think I'm going to do a video on being in a band in 2025 as well, because you know, one of the things that we've noticed is that obviously having come from varying degrees of established bands before Vower, like Black Peaks, Palm Reader, Tosca, all that kind of stuff, we did find that it was, and also having, you know, my community online, we found that obviously there was a nice little leg up to get maybe some airplay, and obviously having been in bands for many years and touring and gigging and stuff, we had the experience to just get out there and do it and know how to play live and dial in the sounds and perform. But interestingly, being a independent artist, so we're self-managed, self-funded, like, so it's funny, like, on one hand we've had a leg up in terms of maybe a bit of exposure and experience, but where we've noticed it's like hard is like the self-manage, the self sort of push online, and the self-funding and all that stuff, you know, self-TMing and things like that. Obviously there's help here and there, but it is interesting to experience that after doing so much with other bands and things. So it's fun. It's like this hybrid of independent slash previous experience has got us a little bit of a leg up, like, and I think I want to do a video on it talking about being a band in 2025, because obviously if you guys are in bands, which I'm sure most of you are, and you've been gigging a lot and doing a lot, and you found yourself getting to a point where it's got some momentum and you've got some, you know, you've got a bit of traction there, then maybe shedding a little bit of light on some of the things, some of the trials and tribulations of self-funding and self-managing and all that stuff that we've noticed. We've really had to pull it out of the bag and do a lot ourselves. But anyway, I'll shed more advice on that in a video. I think it would be a good talking point. But anyway, Totem is going to be freezed. Yes, it is for the time being. But yeah, just to swing back round, if you want to vote for Vower, please do so. It's in the description box. Be very lovely of you. The music world is more saturated than ever. It is. It certainly is. There's a lot of bands and a lot of stuff happening out there right now, and a lot of music. It's because of the internet. It's because of streaming, social media. Like back in the 90s, early 2000s, it wasn't anywhere near the same because we didn't have social media. So you just fed what you heard on the radio, on TV, on music stations, all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. It's an interesting time, but we just want to get out there and do it, you know. Hi, Rabea. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Favorite venue of 2024 you've played? I don't know. Like, if you scrap festivals off the list, we haven't played that many venues because we were a small band at this point, so all the venues have been kind of small. But I did enjoy the downstairs at the Dome show. That was fun. And I really enjoyed, it was in Nijmegen, which is in Holland. That was a great venue, great stage, great sound system. We had a lot of fun playing that show. And we actually put a live version of Eyes of a Nihilist on Vower's YouTube channel that you can hear from that night. Mic volume is low. I think I just need to talk right into it. I already turned it up. But yes, when you write, do you specifically ever draw from modes or just go by ear? I think the modal stuff is kind of ingrained at this point. I don't know modes inside out. I'm not saying that. I'm not like a mode guru, but I think I know the sounds that I like and to pull from different areas. I guess I don't really think about it too much. It's more of a vibe thing. Just what do I feel like doing? What kind of vibe am I going for? That sort of thing. But yes, any chance of an ambient-ish solo project after you're done with the Vower record? The stuff you've been playing this live stream is glorious. Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, I was toying with the idea for a while. Like, I really want to do one, but I'm sort of just stuck where I'm like, do I just play guitar on my own do that, or do I like build other arrangements into it? Because I really like electronica music and like that kind of sound design. So it's like, do I go down that route? Because that makes it a bigger project. Whereas if I just play guitar with like ambient tones, it could be done in a weekend. So I don't know. Speaking of guitar, let's play some. You know, I actually meant to play this, but I played the wrong thing completely. You know what? I'm going to try my luck and see if I can get the chat up on screen again. It just doesn't. It just doesn't want it. Just being an asshole. Yeah, this is unexpected. I thought, you know what? This is unexpected. Sorry, I know the mic is very, very sensitive to how close I am, so I have to talk right up to it. It is unexpected, and I just thought this would be cool. It took a lot to set this up by myself. I'm proud of myself. So let's carry on with some more chat. Having an issue with the levels of my effects loops on QC. Either the audio is coming back or not enough. To be honest, it's to do with the send level, the line level and the send level of your effects loop and stuff like that. That you have to adjust them. Like the effects loop's expecting a certain level of pedal when the pedal hits it, and vice versa. The pedals are expecting a certain level from the QC. It's a bit of a dark art. I'm sure it's very straightforward to those that understand all that sort of stuff, but it was just a case of me messing around for ages trying to find the right levels. How often do you practice technique versus noodling writing? I find noodling is where I get the best ideas, but practice is where I expand my horizons. Option K, that's a great question. And to tell you the truth, I very rarely practice technique, and that is not a flex. It's something that I should be doing a lot more, and I don't. And it's kind of stupid that I don't. And I get myself annoyed about it. I get kind of frustrated with my playing, because I wish that I could do certain things that I can't do. And the simple case is that if I sat and practiced technique and nothing else, that would probably improve in that area. It's just, for me, when I sit and play guitar, I want to play like musical stuff, and so I end up not doing that, and I just end up jamming and vibing out, or getting a groove and stuff. And it's one of those things. It just takes discipline, and I should do more of it, and I don't. That being said, I do like learning odd bits here and there of other stuff that sort of work their way slowly into my playing. And I find that when I play live, I play better. The pressure of playing live, somehow I'm not thinking as much. I'm letting go a bit more. I don't know why. Especially lead. It's just one of those things. Let's see what else we got going on. If someone were a Kemper user, what would be the pitch to convenience them that the Cortex is a better option? Bruce, not a slight on Kemper, not throwing shade on them. They've been around. They sort of started the whole craze of profiling amps and all that kind of stuff, and they're revolutionary at the time, but it's old tech now. No disrespect, but they haven't updated their tech in a long time. They're just repackaging it, and again, that's just the truth. It's not me being disrespectful. Neural DSP is newer, and it's more efficient when it comes to capturing. It's more accurate, and also just the interface, the touch screen. It's like using an iPad building a tone. Look, I'm biased because I love the Quad Cortex and all my friends work there, so don't take my word for it. I think take it with a grain of salt at the very least. I love using it. I think it sounds great. I can profile or capture all my amplifiers and pedals that I need, build presets that work really well. Its I/O system is really good. It can integrate into my amp rig. I've done plenty of videos on my channel about this. I just really enjoy it, and I think it works really well. So that's just my opinion, and I said take it with a grain of salt because I love Neural DSP. I have a plugin with them. I've worked with them. A lot of my best friends work with the company, so doesn't mean I'm just going to champion it if I don't like it. That's worth saying. But luckily for them and for me, it was great when I tried it. So we got more questions. Yeah, at the very least, try it out. Just give it a go. See what you think. I will eventually share the Vower presets. They need refining. What's your current inspiration at the moment? Guitarist bands. Honestly, while we've been writing a lot of Vower material, I'm trying not to listen to much bands. Trying not to listen to a lot of stuff like that, especially not in the world of rock and metal and bands and stuff, because I feel like it sort of taints the direction slightly. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. But what I do like is listening to electronica artists. There's an artist called Tor that I mentioned in a recent video that I really enjoy. I just put on playlists and listen to all the electronica vibes, deep house, all that kind of stuff. Just to enjoy that, really. The only music bands-wise that I'm listening to at the moment, is being completely truthful, is Vower, because I'm listening to it and analysing it to myself and critiquing it and the demos and all this, that and the other to try and figure out what we're missing, what we need to change, what we need to, try and apply to the songs and to new songs and all that stuff. So, yeah. Someone said, oh yeah, I suppose as well, like on a guitar front, don't know really. I always, to be honest, these days when I scroll through Instagram, I don't know. I don't really. Every now and again, a little bit of guitar stuff pops up. Usually it's like Mateus or someone like that. It'll pop up and it'd just be outstanding. It's outstandingly good guitar playing. Ariel Posen as well with his little kick and snare jams that he's been doing with his with the slide stuff's insane. But really, there are lots of incredible guitarists out there that are doing very cool things that pop up and you see it and you're like, wow, that's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I think I pick up little drips and drabs of inspiration from all sorts of different places over the years and over the days and weeks and months and all the rest of it. So let's find a tone. Yeah, it would be cool if you could see the pedal board. Maybe I could angle, but it'd be upside down. That's not going to work. Next time I'll do it so you can see the pedal board. But it is here, I promise. Let's find a sound. That's something that I enjoy doing. Everyone's like, oh, animals as leaders and stuff. And it's interesting because I learned the whole hammer-on percussive thing from Nuno. And then when I started hybrid picking a lot, I started to incorporate that into it. I suppose tonally, yeah, you could say it's inspired by those kind of modern progressive metal bands. But I love all that sound. And for me, it came from people like Nuno who were always doing that kind of... all that kind of stuff, But then if you incorporate the hybrid picking into it, that's where you get that kind of... find the right tone as well. It needs a little more something. Just jamming, man. Just jamming. I really enjoy playing this rig. Stereo amp rig and pedals is just so satisfying. He's probably using a power conditioner. Oh, you're talking about how quiet the rig is? There's no power conditioner. No, the gig rig is very, very good with its power. It's very clean. There's no power conditioner. No, it's just dual amp, and I've got the Layla P split. I've got a EB Tech hum eliminator or whatever it is in there as well, which don't know how much is helping, but it certainly does. So yeah. Let's see what else we got going on. Bring out the Sterlings. Oh, I could show you. It's the prototype though. Where is it? Oh, it's in one of the cases. I'll do it in a bit. I could get it though. I do have the micro aggressor pedal. It's in the other room. I was messing with it earlier. Will you ever play an 8-string on a track? Probably not, because I suck at playing 8. Anything other than 6 strings, terrible. Do I have days where improvisation is easier and better sounding than others? Yeah. I think every guitarist could relate to that. Some days you just feel like, why do I even bother? And then other days you feel great about what you're playing. Interestingly, when doing live streams or when I'm playing live or doing live streams like this, you tend to, the pressure's on. You maybe not as adventurous, but at the same time you keep it within the realms of what you know is going to work, and you're thinking a little bit more on your feet, especially with the improv stuff. That to say, I've definitely played some funny notes today. But let's go through a couple of different tones that I've got on the board. So this is just the amps. They're on a crunch. And then I have varying degrees of reverb and delay, and I've got a bunch of stomps along the top. So one of my favorites is the PDF 1X. That sounds absolutely ferocious like this. So it's super fuzzy. You can change it. It's the Stone Deaf, by the way, PDF 1X, and there's loads of different ways that you can dial it in. It basically has this bandwidth control. Imagine like a Q factor in an EQ, you know, the bell curve, like how wide or narrow you can have it, and it's really good. You can use an expression pedal and create like almost like a wah effect, but you can use it in many different ways to get like a thick fuzz or more of a boosted drive kind of vibe. I like it for thickening things up, like doing the Shroud riff. Like that, or I could change it to be so I keep banging my face on this. So there are different ways that you can use that. Then we've got the Mobius. What's the Mobius going on with right now? Like some sort of changes on the presets. I can't remember how I set that up as a like vibe or whatever. But it's all programmed with MIDI, so each preset changes the banks. For example, if I move to sound 3. It's wild. Strymon make the coolest effects, man. So that's that. Obviously, it depends what I'm doing, but you know, you can dial it in however you want. I've got it hooked up to a expression pedal too. Then I've got a pog. So that's that. Obviously, these are all also set up so that when I blend different pedals, like for example, I could throw on the Thunderclaw with the pog and it would be absolutely disgusting. Next, I think I've got a trial fuzz underneath the deck, which is the Jupiter fuzz from Walrus. It's outrageous. Kind of on a weird setting right now. I haven't actually used it in a while. Then I've got the Nano Attack from Horizon Devices. Just tighten things up when I'm messing around. It's on the lowest tightness setting right now. Then the Thunderclaw, my favorite sort of fuzz distortion, fuzz overdrive, whatever you want to call it. I just absolutely love that pedal. So this is how this sounds. It's really cool. And then if you throw, still on. Then if you throw the pog on, really cool. It's very quiet too, as you can hear. Then pedals that currently aren't looped in, which is kind of annoying, would be the Revival Drive. So Origin Effects Revival Drive. So this is without it. Then with it. Then I have the Cali 76, which is the stacked edition compressor. Incredible pedal. So let me show you. This is without it on an ambient setting. And I'll throw it on. Very cool. And obviously the reverb and delay can do all sorts of other stuff as well. It's kind of never been properly dialed in as this board because Tosca broke up. I got it built for the Tosca tour at the start of the old Pandy, and Tosca broke up, so I never got to use it. And then I've always just kind of used it as and when I've needed it in the studio, and it's never been fully set up, which is kind of a shame. At the point where Vower is at a big enough scale where we can take our own rigs, when I can take this rig, then it'll need properly programming for the songs. But until then, it kind of just gets used and chopped and changed in the old stewed. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Let's have a look. Do you see a big difference between your gig rig with the stomp boxes and the QC effects? Big quality gap. I wouldn't necessarily call it a quality gap. It's just, it's kind of interesting. Like, I'm trying to work out how to articulate how the experience is different when you're using like modular, should I say, bespoke reverb, delay, modulation, different fuzzes and things like that, as opposed to the devices in a modular. And I honestly, it's weird. Like, when I set this rig up, I get an experience that is immersive. It's like everything. You sink into it, especially if I have a cab either side of me, which I don't today. But you sink into it and you feel really immersed in the sound. Whereas with a modular or with the QC, you can get the same experience, but obviously you have to rig it up with amplifiers to amplify that. I think part of what I'm trying to say is that the amplified version, when you're in the room with tube amps moving air, speaker cabs should I say, is different to running a modeler into a PA or into studio monitors. Now that's why with Vower we put it through the effects loop returns, and we do the preamp swapping thing as well, so that you get that same experience. But it's funny because you're still using amplifiers to do that, even though the amp models and the effects coming inside QC. I think at that point, when you're amplifying it through tube amps out of cabs, it's kind of, there's not a lot in it. I don't know. I think the user experience is maybe different as well, like getting to dial in individual pedals maybe feels a little different, having all these different colours on your pedal board, all these different LEDs. I think that's a big part of it. But ultimately, sonically, I have to say I've had a great time on tour with Vower when we're going back out in May, but when we were using QCs into the effects loop returns, I could turn around and get the feedback from the amp and do all the same kind of stuff. And it's a lot quicker to come up with cool signal chains than it is to rewire something like this. So there are pros and cons. Do you have a Sterling model yet? Yeah, someone's asked me this already. Give me a sec, guys. Sorry for all the dad noises. I'm not a dad, but I was at the gym today. I've been weightlifting now for the last year nearly. I had a program written by Doug Castro, who is the CEO of Neural DSP. A good friend. I've known him for many years, and he's an absolute beast. You should see him. He looks like the Hulk. And he wrote me a program about a year ago, so I've been going 3 times a week, weightlifting. Slowly getting there, locked in the diet a bit more, started to see the results, which has been great. It's a long road. But today I was doing deadlifts and I hit 188 kg, which is, I can't remember what that is in pounds, but 188 kg, 3 sets of 8. I was pretty proud of that. It's heavy. Anyway, here's a Sterling. Just going to tune it up. Don't know what tuning it's in. This is the prototype. So you can see the spoon cut isn't unpainted. The versions at the NAMM show were done properly with the spoon cut exposed. But this one got sent. We signed this off. I said, look, the only difference is unpaint that. So it's a visual signature from the American models. But this, other than that, is exactly what you'd get if you buy one. And just to say, if you do choose to buy one, that is I'm very grateful for that. I think it's a great guitar, and they've done a great job with the pickups. Right. Let's have a listen. Someone said clean with no effects. Ego. The other thing I remembered about this prototype is the wiring is wrong. So in positions 2 and 4, you're meant to get outer coils and inner coils, but the wiring's wrong on this prototype. So it's like, that sounds right, but this sounds wrong. Basically, when it's split, it was affecting the... So the idea with this guitar, just to clear it up, is that you have a coil split independent for bridge and neck. The 2, 3, and 4. So 2 is outer coils, 3 is both pickups, and 4 is inner coils. Even when you've split the pickups with the push, those don't change. But on this guitar, they do. So they adjusted it for the release model. So as you can hear, when it's not split, you get everything as you should. And then... But when you go... Sorry, I'm out of tune and it's bothering me. Tune. Yeah, so then when you go split for the bridge, but then you go position 2, nothing happens. Position 3, it's like full humbucker. And then position 4. Like a weird sound. And then position 4 is, position 5 is the neck. So yeah, it sounds good when it's working properly, as you would expect. This is the prototype, so that's why you do prototypes. But yeah, so that's how the Sterling sounds. It's great. I'm really glad that it's a great playing and sounding guitar for the money, because obviously, these are immense instruments, but they're really expensive, which is what you'd expect when you're paying for the build quality and the kind of the woods, the parts, the pickups, all the rest of it. So to be able to get one of these that really has the essence of the higher end one, everything visually with the obviously with the unpainted spoon cup with the pickups and the push and the wiring being right, it's cool, and the neck profile being modeled as well. So they really did a great job. And the fact that they're going to be like, I think they're like sub $1,000, $899 I think I saw when I was at NAMM, which is insane. It's insane in this day and age to get a guitar for that kind of money. And they even did the spoon cut thing on the back, the recessed heel, so they really nailed it. But yeah. Oh my god, there's too many guitars. Right, let's have a look at the chat. I don't know how long I've been on, but I feel like it's just over an hour. Sounds way out of phase. Yeah. Baptize it with some torture riffs. That's particularly because of the Niall McGregor. That's just the sound that I had dialed in. Yeah, I do play with less low end live. Do I still play my old Chapmans? My Relics upstairs hung up. I play that from time to time. But yeah. Why do I go for the Kraken Mark II and not the Super Kraken? Just in this room, just chilling, using this. Just because I've got it on the one gain stage, got it on gain 1, and I'm using the pedals to do all the other stuff. If I was doing it with a MIDI, channel changing and all the rest of it, then yeah, I would use the Super Krakens. The Sterling should be out in the next month or two. That's what I was told. It's like April-ish, I think. So yeah, I think that's the plan. Any plans to do anything with Nano Cortex? Me personally, I was using it on the clinic run that I just did. It's really good, really fun. I don't know what their plans are with it, but it wouldn't be Neural DSP if they didn't have some plans for it, would it? What tunings do I usually play? Drop C, and then drop A. We've been using a tuning recently in Vower, which is like you tune the. I call it the Mastodon tuning. So you tune your low string down to be the same as your B string, but because I'm tuned down a whole step, it ends up being in drop A. But it's great. It's so heavy. Give me a sec. So like this is a quick Vower riff. One of Joe's actually. So it's really fun. You can do a lot with it. It's nice to play power chord, major and minor variations of power chords, like although the tuning's gone again. I usually use thicker strings when we're playing live, which is helpful, particularly when you're tuning down this low. I think this is a 52. Try it with boosting the gain on the amps. It's a cool tuning. But I feel like a lot of those kind of tunings, the more odd tunings, are way better when you're writing. When you're writing stuff, I feel like it makes more sense because you're writing a specific part. I mean, there are tunings like open tunings like C and stuff, which are fun to jam around in. But like, particularly stuff like this, I think it's useful when you're actually writing parts rather than jamming. Most underrated track on Morning View. Have You Ever? It's my favourite. It's such a beast. What camera do you recommend for making YouTube content? Anything Sony. Do I ever notice signal cut from these noiseless leads? No. A shout out Klotz, actually. Klotz cables. Like everything in the studio now pretty much is Klotz. All my mic cables, guitar cables. They're fantastic. German made beasts. The Silent Plug series, I've not had any issues with any of mine. They just work, and it's so nice when you can unplug it, and it's just great. PRS Archon combo, yay, nay. I'm not really a combo guy, unless it's like a clean combo type thing, Fender Twin or like Victory, like, that kind of style, V40, whatever. What cameras am I using currently? I've got this main camera, that's a Sony FX3, and this camera is a Sony A7S III. Those are the cameras that you're viewing me through. What's the cable? It's a Klotz Silent Plug cable. But yeah. Would you ever do a video where you choose a song to recreate from another artist and try your best to show off how to achieve the sound using equipment at your disposal and how to layer it all? That would be cool. Sounds like a lot of work, but it would be cool. Bia, I'm used to the amp in the room sound as you're a player. How do you adjust going direct and hearing your guitar back through phones, monitors? Is it a different feel? I'm struggling to get used to it. Honestly, when I play live nowadays, I'm using in-ear monitors. Even with Tosca, we run in-ears, and I was hearing, we used to use the cab M from 2 Notes in between the amp head and the cab, so I was always getting an IR feed to my in-ears. So I've been running either real amps or modelers with in-ears now for years and years, and I'm used to that. In the room, it's a great vibe. Like this right now, it sounds amazing in here, and obviously the way you're hearing it is just where I've put the mics. Admittedly, I could have spent a bit more time putting the mics in maybe nice positions, but I just wanted to throw them up there to do this stream. But I would definitely say it's a completely different thing. It's just something you have to get used to. It helps if you have really good in-ear monitors. In-ear monitors are expensive, but it's an investment because they really do make a big difference. I use 64 Audio A18S, so they're like really quite expensive, but honestly, that's made my live playing with in-ears so much more enjoyable because I can feel everything. I feel the punch of the kick, the low sub harmonics of the bass, all the clarity in the guitars and the vocals. So I really enjoy it. But if you're using budget in-ear monitors, I can understand that might not be as enjoyable. Are we going to see you play single coils live? Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is at the minute, while Vower are doing it, we're talking specifically Vower. At the minute, I'm using stripped back rig like QC, a couple of amps and guitars with these guitars. And obviously, these have coil splits. Some of the songs I am using single coils on the recordings. When we've got more, when we've got a bigger production, when we've got crew maybe, or just a bigger opportunity, then I will be using single coils for the songs that have it. But for the time being, I just split the guitar down and I use the single coils. The silos were designed to have really good single coil tones anyway, but yeah, that is the intention. Do you use mono or stereo signal? I use stereo signal in my IEMs. Always stereo. Vower will be hitting the US, hopefully. I don't know, later this year or next year. Fingers crossed. I don't know. There's no plans. There are ambitions. I would love to bring Vower to the US. Hopefully some of you guys in chat will come watch us. And again, for all those who missed it, and again, I'm shameless plugging it again. My band Vower have been nominated for Best Breakthrough UK Artist at the Heavy Music Awards 2025. So for all those that joined and missed that, I've put a link in the description box. If you fancy voting for us, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, it'd be awesome to win that. And to be nominated at this stage is just mind-blowing. But we've had a great reception to the band, so we're very humbled by it. But it'd be wicked to be in the running to win that award and just be very beneficial for us at this stage, being completely independent and unsigned and self-managed and all the rest of it. So yeah, don't want to go on about ages because probably some of you guys are still watching from earlier. But if you did miss it, please vote for us. Links in the description box. And sorry that you have to make a vote in all the other categories. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that would be bloody awesome. Do I jam with Rob? No, not really. Sadly, I never see him really. He's living in Malta. Yeah, there's a bunch of really good bands in that category. Responding to Pathlig. Yeah, there's some great bands in that category. Some friends as well. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. If we win, be amazing. If we don't, at least we got nominated, and that is a milestone in itself. So we're just grateful. But obviously, I'm just, shamelessly asking for votes. If you wouldn't mind. Do I think the reverb and delay effects will improve in Cortex? I mean, they're already ridiculous. Just you have to dial them in how you want. They're already great. Can't wait for my reverb and delay to be in Cortex. When Archetype Rabea comes out, it's going to be sick. Right, I think I've been on this stream quite a long time. I could sit here all night, guys. But, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to do a bit more playing for y'all. And also, I'm really sorry that I couldn't get the bloody chat box up on the screen. That would have been so nice. I'm going to try one more time. Last time, guys. It's not having it. OBS sometimes is amazing, other times it sucks. Right now it's being an asshole. Well, I'll say some final words before jamming a bit. I'll probably say some more final words after I jam. But thank you for joining me in this impromptu live stream. I could have maybe spent a bit more time letting you guys know that it was happening, but I just wanted to have a razz and see if I could do it on my own. It was a mission, gotta tell you, but I've enjoyed it. There you go. I was just messing. Yeah. Thank you for checking out this stream. You can play this at my wedding night. just that slow dancing vibes. Well, not the song, you know what I mean. Thank you for the votes. I can see there are a few people that have gone ahead and done that, and I really do appreciate it. It's awesome. So thank you. Anyway, I think that's probably it for now. I am going to do more of these. I promise I'll do more. I've been trying to get it into a more efficient situation. As you can see, I've got my streaming mixer here, my laptop here, camera set up. It takes a takes a little bit of time to get set up. But when you get set up, we can hang out and do this, and it'll be fun, and I'll dial in more tones and show you the pedal board properly, and we'll try out different amps as well and just mess around. And the cool thing about this particular streaming rig is that I can show you guys microphones of anything set up. So the drums, for example, I can just go into the console mixer and activate those channels, and you can hear drums like all mixed like how I had it when we're recording the album and stuff. So it's very cool. It's a cool setup that I've got going in here, and it's taken quite a while to get it there. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching this stream. If you have any questions or anything, please put them in the comment section, I guess, of this video, and I can on how to improve the stream and things. I'm going to work out how to get the bloody chat box up, because it would have been really great for people to see the chat box after the fact. In any case, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for watching this stream. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, then please do. Please check out the band Vower. Please check out my merch, Sleepless, my music, most importantly. Thank you for watching and hanging, guys. I'm just going to carry on talking unless I press stop, so I'm going to do that now. Peace and love. Bye.